MV3 Traders Futures Trade Radio is brought to you by The Ultimate Trader's Guide, your one-stop shop for the most valuable income-producing information on the internet. Go to ultimatetradersguide.net to learn more. Link in the description below. All right, what's going on? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a good weekend. Pretty slow start for NQ as far as overnight trading is concerned, but we do got some interesting print, like an interesting print where NQ is pretty much showing they're on the inventory hunt, kinda. You know, it's not with a lot of strength, while the other indices are. But say more buying with the other indices, so we'll see how that plays out. So NQ was trading below its PR -1. Now we're back inside the neutral zone. Getting a little lift, and it seems like I lost internet. Let's see what's going on. I don't know. I lost my rhythmic connection for a second. It was only rhythmic, so maybe it was a rhythmic thing. Like I've been noticing. But it was only Apex rhythmic, so that was their servers. Okay, so my Lila rhythmic, nothing happened. It was still good. It was the Apex rhythmic servers. Had to keep an eye out on that. But anyway, other than that, not other than the inverse, NQ trading inverse of the rest of the indices. Nothing really to talk about. There's no news, and compared to last week, it wasn't a whole lot of. There's not much on the board this week. Pretty quiet week. So today's gonna be, in terms of the stream, mostly a screen share. And with that being said, I'm gonna get off the mic for a minute and focus. And if this gets too boring or whatever. Kind of joking about the boring part, but if I get triggered to say something, then I'll jump back on the mic. I looked over at my ES chart, and we are seeing an inventory hunt from the open. And the inventory response, still holding the inventory response right above the session low. Inventory zone between basically 294 and the session low at roughly 288. Seeing that inventory breakdown. Drop the session low and we're peeking back inside of the range. Potential look below and fail situation or scenario coming up. Pretty much scratched that look below and fell off the just a potential setup that didn't happen. Came just a quick little retest and back inside the range. Now we're gonna still dropping the inventory. Not surprising with this low participation, with this kind of, almost empty environment. Not expecting any big moves unless it's like a flash. Look for some orders because they just ran out of orders in the area that they're trading in. For the most part, we're above 100K right now. Just probably crossed that within the last minute or so. And now we're gonna go back inside the range, the overnight range. Let's see if we can stay back inside this time. Now, after peeking below it twice, you would get people thinking that that would be the case, that we're gonna actually look below and fail this time. Let's see what they do with that. Making our way back to that inventory and see if we can make it there. And one thing I saw a lot last week was NQ trading near its highs, but so near the overnight high, and it was just hovering the overnight high. So I wonder if this is going to be like the kind of same situation where we're doing a low, or are we going to actually trend? We're going to hold the trend. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. And of course, there also is the possibility that we make our ways back to the high. But the two that I'm looking at closely is if we continue in a trend, or do we just hover this 290, 280, 300 area. And then, of course, it's going to be for how long? Of course, it's not going to last the whole session. Well, I'll say it's not as likely for it to last the whole session, for it just to range out in this area. But I've seen it before, so it is possible. As of right now, we're still dropping the inventory, so we're continuing the trend, just stair-stepping our way into cheaper inventory. Finding supply off of A1. Interesting quick inventory around 276. There's a quick supply response off of A1 that's above 280. Getting supply responses inside of A1. Boy, this has been scalp city for me. I probably could have held a couple of them, but it's just the way this is trading. Just taking the scalps. Looked over at the ES chart, we got some nice sell-off over in ES. So we can pretty much say that NQ is kind of leading the way, or the rest of the. Let me look at the right here. Kind of close to my B-force break. See what's going on with the other indices. Yep. Ooh, RTY had a nice little down to PR -2. Nice little quick inventory hunt. Looks a little violent in hindsight. Same thing with YM. Kind of retraced back to PR50. But everything else joined NQ's party. And now NQ is starting to actually see some decent retracement. Let's see how far do we go. Got a drawing that I can remove. Did get another trigger with me looking at the other ones. I kind of missed it, and I saw it like when I came back to my NQ chart. I saw it. So what I don't want to do is, if I look away at anything for whatever reason, instead I get distracted, or I want to see what the other, the other names are doing or whatever. And if I come back, as soon as I come back to my chart, what I had to learn the hard way to not do is if I see a trigger immediately, is to not take it. Because a lot of times, they're not the best setups, but I just see there's a trigger, but it usually is not the best setup because I'm reacting in the moment. I don't get it either. I don't get the trigger in the best location, or it's just not a good setup, and then it's not one of my best setups, and then it ends up not going the way that I wanted to go. So my whole thing is I got that like in my daily reminders, I have it to slow down. It's very important to, at least for me, when I'm doing, it's important to slow down and just make sure that my awareness is where it needs to be, and then I'm seeing things that's going to help me get the most out of my strategy. And see, if I would have jumped into that, I had another one that popped up that would have messed up a trade in one of my other accounts. And see, rushing into that would have led to that mistake of that account being messed up, and then I would have been started scrambling. And so it's just best to slow down. You don't have to catch every single trade. It's what I remind myself. There are plenty of opportunities every single day, contrary to popular belief. Since kind of in break mode now. Interesting, I'm not gonna say who, but I did see a influencer on YouTube who started let's see, what's the word? The hook was how much money they made, and it was in the millions. And then the lessons that they learned. And then one of the first things that they said is that the market doesn't give opportunities every single day. So they were saying that from as in a general truth, like that's something that's true for everybody. However, that doesn't apply to our major participants, of course, because obviously on the chart we can see that somebody's participating, so somebody has opportunities. Everybody's not losing money. Somebody has opportunities, right? Market makers, they kind of make their opportunities every day, but I'm not gonna get to all the nuances of it all. But from my perspective, there are opportunities every day. I could give you from my truth, and there are opportunities every single day. So what would have been better, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, for him to say is, or this trader to say is, there wasn't an opportunity, there's not an opportunity every single day for how they are showing up. It's for them specifically, not just as a general truth, but that's their truth. As for how they like to look for opportunities, they don't see their opportunity every single day. What I can say just from NQ alone, even in my 1 hour window, now it's not always the easiest thing in the world, right? The opportunities are not always the cleanest. Sometimes it's a little, the waters are a little bit rougher than most days, but there are opportunities from my perspective with how I show up and how I like to participate. NQ gives me opportunities every single day to trade, profitably. And you can do with that what you want to do with it. And I need to stop hitting, I accidentally pressed the button. My hotkey. So we all right. Close it immediately. Gotta be careful with those hotkeys. I messed around and accidentally hit my keyboard with my hand. Glad today is slow because I was able to not really take any hit off of that other than like commissions. We got 5 minutes before B period. Like less than 5 minutes at this point. Still slowly chopping our way down, finding cheaper inventory. There's an interesting supply response off of A1. That if we break and hold, it would be interesting to see if we can get some momentum off of that. Above 270 or 271. Call it 271. Do we stay on these stairs? As for now, we are holding above that point, still fighting our way through A1. There's another supply response at the top of A1. Gave us another potential momentum trigger. So now we got a supply response there. Got some, looking at our inventory is at roughly 13,261. 262. First area of interest I'm looking at is 260. I'm in my break period, so I couldn't take that trade even if I wanted to. It was a nice setup for me to at least make it a 264. We see volume tapering off. Still getting supply responses off of A1. That inventory area before had a quick little front run of it. Back to A1 for another supply response. Bit of negotiating here. 1 more minute before B period. I'm just looking to see if we get any volatility spikes if B-Force wants to show up. So far, nothing else. There have been times where they show up early. Slight volatility boost here, but nothing special. Paying close attention, I can see the energy picking up and starting to see some momentum lifting the supply. See how far they carry the supply. See, 290 be a point of interest for a rotation for me. So I need to get these drawings out the way. That was weird. For some reason, I had a browser just pop up out of nowhere. It was weird. And I did take that short, but that browser popped up and screwed all that up, so I tilted, which actually helped me out in the long run. Very interesting experience. There is a couple things happen in that moment. It should not be related whatsoever. I'm not even gonna give it any more energy than that. So we are getting serious about lifting the supply, making our way back to that overnight high or that overnight low. Just tap what the overnight low was, 288. Supply response off of 288. Also 290 is the point of interest, as I mentioned before, for me. Actually, no. No, that's not true. Okay. Did get another trigger there, but still kind of thrown off by that weird browser popping up. So with that, on that note, I'm gonna be done for the day, because that just threw me off, kind of got me out of my flow. I don't think like I hit any like buttons or anything. I just looked over and that browser was opened up in full screen. So again, another lesson that I had to learn the hard way was, if I get thrown outside of my flow just by something random like that happening, definitely don't want to rush back into trading. I want to make sure that I recenter and refocus. But since I got about 10 more minutes inside of my trade window, I'm up for the day. Pretty good, had some decent trades. So really no need to push it and keep going. Especially with me, I got a lot of stuff to do today, so might as well go ahead and take my ball and I'm gonna go home. And unfortunately tomorrow I'm not gonna be able to trade because of some 9 to 5 nonsense. So it is what it is. At least it won't be a complete waste of time. I get paid for it. Easy money, by the way. But and I have to miss my trading session tomorrow. Still put out all of my pre-market stuff. I have time to do that, but won't be able to trade tomorrow. We're still just kind of testing that overnight low. Front run, I saw it was the front run of it as we come back to that inventory that we set at 280 in this 280 zone. Trading above A1. I think A1 is the only automation point that's in our inventory zone. The rest is supply. So in light of my busy schedule today, I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the shop and wrap things up. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Hope everybody have a good rest of your session, a good rest of your day. Have a good week. I think I got anything else to put out. So until the next time, trade it easy.